Please read this disclaimer carefully before proceeding further. Welcome traders to this week's analysis of Forex pairs. My name is Vic. So we are going to start with AUDUSD here, and we'll try to cover EURUSD, GBPUSD, USDCAD, and maybe one more. But if you haven't actually seen the DXY analysis, the dollar index analysis, go and check it out, because whatever is happening on dollar is obviously going to reflect in these currency pairs, as all of them are dollar based currency pairs. So you need to be aware of what are the chances dollar can move up or down, and what sort of trading opportunities are available there on dollar. So first check that out and then come back here on this video. So what do we have on AUDUSD? Right now what we can see, that market actually fell down from here, then started with a very bullish move upwards. But if you pay attention to what I was mentioning in DXY as well, this is right now is on monthly time frame, it is actually a bullish continuation move, and which can go up to all the way to this moving average, which is 0.77621. So AUDUSD can move all the way to this level, which is 77653, near about that level. Okay, so it can do that, but because the month is not over yet, and anything can happen before the month end, if this candle comes back inside and closes below this level, or at this level of 74104, near about that level, then in the month of January it can actually start to fall back down, because that would have created that will create a variation of double top, so as to say. So if it goes bullish, if it stays like this, then it can go up to this level, and if it starts to roll down, then the next month of January it can start to fall back down even further. What will happen if this actually closes around here and becomes a bullish candle? Then also you might have divergence based setup coming in, and in the month of January you can see a downfall coming into AUDUSD. So the month close is going to be very, very important, because this is also year close, so you'll have to pay extra attention. If you're not comfortable trading AUDUSD or any other pair, then go and enjoy the Christmas period, and spend time with your family, spend time in doing something else. You do not have to trade. Okay, if you are swing trader, definitely you should be taking extra precautions. If you are a short-term trader or a day trader, then maybe there are several opportunities for you throughout the day, but just get in and get out. Do not stay there for long, because the market suggestions can and will change drastically in coming days or coming weeks. So it's quite possible that can happen, so you'll have to be extra careful. Remember, as traders, it is our responsibility to protect our profits and capital at the same time. So you'll have to be very, very careful here. So the market can actually go upwards here to this point, and if it stays like this, then also it is expected to fall in the month of Jan. If this market closes as a bearish candle, or a doji sort of thing, basically showing a rejection from the top, then this can still fall back down in the month of January, and that can contribute to rise of DXY as well, because AUD is also part of DXY. And in last few weeks we have seen that euro wasn't moving that much, while AUDUSD and NZDUSD were moving very high, and that has been contributing to DXY as well, DXY's weakness as well. So you'll have to be careful. Now if we bring back original analysis, this is what we had an FCP zone near about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and if I go to the daily time frame, what do we expect? What do we see here? Let's go to this one. So this turned out to be very, very profitable a zone, because we were able to find 2 or 3 opportunities actually. Personally, I took one trade here. No, there was 2 trades. Yes, exactly right. So there was one swing trade here, another one here, and then there was a day trade here. Okay, so there were 3 trades coming out of the same FCP zone, and this was also shared in our students area. We were discussing about it, and at that point in time we knew that if this level of 75829 was broken, then we could actually go to 75975, which it did. It actually went even beyond that, because we did not even analyze after that, so we did not have any levels present there. But since then it has been falling, and it has come back to the same level of 75829. So what can we expect? If you are looking for bullish move, you know where the market can go up to. We were just talking about that, right? So what we should do is we should just clean this up and start afresh. So if I just remove all the drawings and go back to our monthly time frame to see where we can go to. So let's put a line here, okay, and then we come to the weekly time frame. Now the weekly time frame is actually just there, right? So within a week or so it can reach there before it starts to fall. Remember, we also have a very good round number coming up, which is 77 level, which is coming up very soon. So market can actually start to move there, and that's also possible. And we can also see that there is an extended W pattern forming here. So if we draw fib on it, we'll see that this is also lining up near about at the same level of 161.8. So without going into further minute details, because this is not very proper FCP zone, but because we have specific conditions and multiple things to form FCP zone, but this will do for now. So this is kind of like an FCP zone because we have confluence of multiple Fibonacci's there, and then we have this round number, and the market can maximum go up to 776. Actually this should be a little bit more, 6, near about 6.5, let's say. So that's what we have. Now we can also see that the market created another W pattern here. So if we just do this, okay, and give me just 1 second. Yep. Okay, so that also has one of the Fibonacci ratios right there. But as I was warning before, because these are the last days of December, anything can happen. It may not even reach there. It can just start to fall down right now, okay, or it can just go even beyond that, because there'll be a lot of positions opening and closing in the last days of December, because it's month and year end and blah blah, there are so many reasons. So you'll have to be extra careful, right? And that's why if you're swing trading, then you'll have to be very careful here. This is not a very good price action. In fact, this is also not a very good price action that we have. Okay, so at some point in time, sooner or later, this is all going to be violated, but it may or may not happen almost immediately. It may take few months or even few years, but at some point in time, all of this is going to be violated by correction. Okay, let's go to the daily time frame now. And on daily time frame, we know that this W pattern is still there. This was actually supposed to complete around here. Now what you see is that the market has been going up in steps, right? So if you have been taking long trades as swing trades, then you have been doing pretty good, because this is how we read in FCP. This is the breakout candle, then we have another one, then we have another one, but you see, now what will happen is that it will probably create a last wave or something like this, or in fact it has been creating the last wave, because there have been 1, 2, 3, and this is probably 4, something like that. There are 4 sections to it. So if it does come here, then we can look for short opportunity, but if you're looking for long, then you should continue with what you have been doing. Okay, so if I go to the 4-hour time frame, I can see that market has actually fallen right here, and which can actually form an M pattern. So what do we have? Let's see. Okay, right now this is right at 61.8, which is fine. And if I draw Fibonacci from here to here, okay, so we have an FCP zone right there, near about right there. Okay, so where is that marker? Let me go back to the weekly to find that. It should be around here. I still can't find it. Yeah, it's right there. Okay, so this is also an FCP zone right there. That's what you have from swing trading point of view. If the market starts to fall, the trading plan is, if the market starts to fall, then we are looking for this level followed by this level, and then we can look for long opportunity back somewhere around here. If the market starts to move upwards, then obviously it will have to violate this level before it can go to the FCP zone, or even higher inside FCP zone it can go in there. And if I go to the 1 hour time frame, you see there is another W pattern appearing right now, which basically puts that into here and here. So these are the levels which you should be aware of. So market can start to move something like this. So if I go back to the 4 hour time frame, this is the trading plan. So if you have got a confirmation to go long, then these are the upper levels and the zone. If you get a confirmation to go short, then these are the levels and zone to look out for. So that's our trading plan on AUDUSD. Now this is complete top-down analysis. If you enjoyed this and you found it useful in any perspective, then make sure that you hit the like button and put in a comment telling me about this, and obviously share it with other traders so that they can also get benefited from this top-down analysis. Okay, now let's move on to EURUSD. If we go to the EURUSD, what we see that the situation here is little different. Okay, if I look at the monthly time frame, this is a very strong candle as we saw in DXY. If you haven't seen the DXY analysis, you should go and check it out, because that's very, very important. EURUSD is the biggest contributor to DXY's movement, so you need to be aware of that. Okay, now obviously the market may go and complete this W pattern, but that may take few months to be able to do that, because this W pattern does not complete somewhere around here, it actually completes somewhere around here. Okay, so that can happen. But what is happening right now? Right now we have a level right there, near about that level, and you see we have this W pattern here as well, which nearly got completed, but it did not quite reach its profit target. So there is another one which is not of a very good probability, but we have a completion somewhere around here where we can actually look for this pattern to complete. Now again, words of warning, anything can happen in the market. So because this current month is not over, it can complete as a bear candle, as a doji, so anything can happen. So you'll have to be extra careful in the last few days of this year, but and especially when the pattern has already been completed. So what do we have? If the market starts to move upwards, then we are looking for 23360, that level, and obviously if it stretches over, then you're looking for these specific levels coming from structure. And let's go to the weekly time frame then. Actually, let me look at the AUDUSD once more. So yeah, 1 second. Yes, right. So on AUDUSD we have similar sort of situation, but AUDUSD actually is looking better. So let's go to the weekly time frame here. And on weekly time frame, obviously we have this W pattern forming now, which tried to complete here, but it never did. So it is now going towards extended target. So if I draw Fibonacci on this, okay, it has reached a level where it is going to complete an FCP pattern. So this is a very, very important level where the market is right now. Okay, so if you are looking for a long trade, then you should be aware of this level of 122553, because you need to have proper confirmation for any sort of long trades from this point. Okay, and the next one in terms of profit target is going to be somewhere around here if it starts to fall. Okay, and then the next one is going to be next one is going to be somewhere around here. Okay, so these are the levels that we are looking at for now, and we need to be on alert. And once the market has created new structure, then we'll obviously have to come back and revisit this analysis. But this is the one that we are looking at. Feels like I'm missing something here. If I go to the daily, actually let me go to the monthly once again. Right. Yes. Okay. So yeah, all good, right? So these are the levels that you are looking for, right? Again, be very careful with this. If you are day trading, that this is also a level right there. Okay, so these are the levels that I give to you. Now let's go and look at GBPUSD. On GBPUSD, this was our previous analysis. We were able to take all these short trades, and all of these levels are still intact because you see the market has been respecting them. So what I will do is I'll simply remove these arrows. Okay, arrows and Fibonacci's, and you can still take these levels as your support and resistance, and you should be good with that. Yes. If I go to the monthly time frame, yes, perfect. Okay, so these levels are still intact, no changes to them. If you get confirmation to go down, market is like looking at this level of 1.34770 support, which it obviously worked here, right there. So there is a gap here which is definitely going to be filled sooner or later. Actually, there is a gap on EURUSD like this as well. So all of these markets are currently overextended. We know about them, and whenever they will decide to move in the opposite direction, obviously the dollar is going to go up, because all of these gaps on these currency pairs and DXY are there. Now, according to the gap theory, they may or may not get filled. It may take years or weeks, but if they start to fill right now, then the dollar index will start to go up. Okay, let's look at USDCAD. So on USDCAD, we had this FCP zone right there, and we knew that this was actually very important level right now. This is 127846, right? And we had this FCP zone. So far this FCP zone is acting as support, so the market has actually reacted to our level of 1.27070, which we identified a couple of weeks ago, and market has been actually reacting to that. You see, if the market starts to go above 1.27846, this level, which is this one, then it can move to 1.29294. That's a possibility on monthly time frame. If you go to the weekly time frame, we have a proper strong rejection here, but the market failed to close above 1.27846. That means there can still be a bearish movement. That is still a possibility. But if it finds any kind of bullish movement, then you know where it is going to go to. If you go to the daily time frame, we had a very good rejection here, but I think there was a gap left or somewhere. No, that's on DXY. Okay, so this is at the moment consolidating, and it is still staying below 1.27846. This needs to be broken before it starts to move up. We also have another intermediate target right there, so that's what we are looking for. USDCAD in fact actually looks very good right now, so I'll probably look into few opportunities in USDCAD myself. What else? Okay, let's look at NZDUSD as our last one. So around here we were expecting market to actually fall down to level of 69812, which did not happen. Market got overextended, and it broke through our level through of 71026. That means we were expecting it to go to near about 71846. That may or may not happen, and you should be aware that the next level around here is also a round number, which is 72 number, so you'll have to be careful with that. So there was a rejection here, and we were able to take short as a small term opportunity here when we saw the rejection, but market obviously created a huge candle, which was kind of breakout, and then started to move upwards. So what do we have? You see, like all currency pairs, this also has a gap left. So basically what it tells me, at some point in time, all of these currencies are going to fall pretty hard, and that will contribute to dollar index's strength. Okay, so in fact, let's reanalyze this. Let's remove all this and go to the monthly time frame to see what's going on. Okay, this is very interesting, because the monthly is actually telling me that it can probably come to touch this 200 moving average, which is near about at the same level which we were just talking about, 71810. So it's about to reach 200 moving average, and after that I do not expect it to move any further. So this is the biggest zone it can fall into, but that's a monthly zone, remember. Okay, if I come to the weekly time frame, what do we have here? We have complex W patterns here, right? So one of them is right there, which actually completed, but it never reaches profit target, which is fine, that can happen. But there is an extra extended W pattern here. So if I draw Fibonacci on it, this is not looking actually very good, because it's very overextended, and I personally do not like these sort of trade opportunities. But there is a little possibility that market may start to fall down where it is right now. But we know that there is a very good level coming at 71810, which is 200 SMA, and then we also know that we have 72 level on NZDUSD. So if the market actually goes into this zone, then I'm looking for a short. If you find any good opportunity to go long, then you can take that, but personally I will stay away from NZDUSD for a long as a swing trader, because this is not a very good price action. At some point in time, I'm expecting huge correction coming in to take out this entire bad behavior what we have here. If I go to the 4-hour time frame, it has been giving us very good FCP patterns, very good WNM patterns here, which are measurable, predictable, and they are profitable, very much profitable. In fact, we took a few day trades in our student area as well, like this. So I personally took a US 30 Dow Jones trade. So this was our FCP zone. There were 2 FCP zones here, and I was trading for a day trade. So this is this trade was planned on 1-hour time frame, but then we executed on 15 minutes. I made use of WATA because we had very good confirmation. It was an aggressive buy. There were confirmations on 5-minute time frame as well, and all the targets were hit. This turned out to be very good. So all I had to do is just make use of FCP based techniques to measure these FCP patterns, WNM patterns, and place our targets and stop losses. Very simple. Okay, so there are several opportunities right there. So this is actually looking very good for short-term FCP based trading. However, I'm not sure about this price action. This is a very bad price action. Look at all these wicks, this is not looking healthy, which basically means that market can actually do something like this very quickly. There can be a huge upward move, clearing all of that. That's quite a possibility at some point in time. So you'll have to be careful on NZDUSD if you're shorting. If you're going long, then also you'll have to be careful, because the market can actually go up and down in the same candle. It can create a wick at the top and wick at the bottom, because that's what happens in such cases. So if I go back to the 4-hour time frame, we do have opportunities here to go long, because we have upper targets available to us. But if you're looking for a short, then you should also be looking for this level and this level. This is going to be a very good area to go long on. So if the market starts to fall, then I'm looking for these levels here. Okay, so there can be an upward expected move from here. At all of these levels, there can be expected upward moves or downward moves. Treat them as support and resistance. You know what to do with support and resistance. Now right now it is also forming an M pattern, which basically means that market can actually come down to this level. And on the long side, you obviously know what to do with this. So this was our analysis for this week. We were able to do a proper top-down analysis on majority of pairs. We were able to complete AUDUSD, EURUSD, GBPUSD, USDCAD, NZDUSD. This was a very in-depth, thorough analysis. So make sure that you hit the like button, and in the comment section, put in a comment at the bottom of this video to let me know what you liked about this analysis, and what is your opinion on the various currency pairs. How are you going to trade them in the next week or the next year? And also make sure that you share it with other traders and trading communities, channels and groups, so that they can also benefit from this analysis. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a good time. If you're interested in learning how to analyze the markets the way I do using Fibonacci Confluence, then head over to Vikinsa.com, and under training section you'll be able to see Core Strategy Training Program. On this page you'll be able to see the testimonials of previous students and also look at the brochure. The brochure has a lot more information, including the course structure and the Fibonacci Confluence training program curriculum. This is a very extensive program in which we cover basic core Fibonacci concepts along with the advanced concepts to analyze the markets with high probability. If you're interested in joining this program, come to Vikinsa.com, and under training section you'll be able to see and submit this form.